Let me get this straight. Day 3 of the NFL 2022 amateur draft. We trade our 4th round pick next year to move up into the 4th round. We did the same thing last year for a tight end that barely saw the field. But let's talk about who we got. Welcome to Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, David Shelsky. You can follow me on Twitter at SkullWorld and at MN Sports Podcast. Now, do me a favor, go down below, click like, click subscribe, help me keep more Minnesota sports content on the interwebs. Let's get started. Okay, we took Akayleb Evans, the cornerback out of Missouri, with the 118th overall pick. The trade that made it happen, the Vikings received the 118th overall pick from the Browns in exchange for pick 156. That's an immense jump, right? That's our 5th round pick and our 4th round pick next year. I can see the value in that. It's a future pick. If this is the guy you need now, ESPN had terrible rankings, I think, in a lot of players. They had him 6th round potential. I don't see that. I think his size for a cornerback outweighs that by quite a bit. Now the downside is we traded a 4th round pick. That's the 2nd year in a row we started out the draft without a 4th round pick, because last year we traded it for a tight end and barely saw the field. So it was a complete bust. It was a desperation pick. Conklin actually worked out. We should have stayed pat, and not wasted that 4th round pick. But hey, the trade's done. Let's look at Akayleb Evans. There's a couple of things I like to talk about. One, character. Everybody but our offensive guard, you could say, so far that we picked. Now I'm in the 4th round. Everybody who we picked, other than our offensive guard, is known for being a very good character guy. Akayleb Evans especially. He created a foundation in high school where he's giving back to kids. I think he even does like Toys for Tots and scholarships. And he's played at Missouri and Tulsa. And in high school, he started a foundation. That's unbelievable. How many players started their foundation in high school? Most started their foundation as some sort of tax break when they get to the NFL. Here he is, not with no money, as a foundation. That's awesome. Incredible by this man. And he interviews so well. He's he exudes a great attitude. Kwesi was quoted as saying, "There's somebody that I sat in a dark room with that I see better value than anybody else in the NFL, and hopefully that person will be at the right particular value." I think what Kwesi's saying there is that he feels he noticed this player, and he feels like other teams didn't, and then he valued this player more than most. And he probably valued him higher, even, and he felt like other teams didn't, and he was hoping that it would get down to a round where he would feel comfortable taking him. That's what I got out of that. He says that here that I see better value than anybody else in the NFL. That's how Kwesi was thinking on that. I can see that. Now let's look at a little more about him. I actually got his some of his measurables, his spider chart. Let me bring that up. I got it on my phone here. Height 96.7 percentile. I believe these numbers are taken from the draft since '87 of all the players taken at this position. So 96.7. Weight 77.1. Hand size, you'll see it 8. I think he's like 8.5 or 8 3/4, 27.9. So he's got small hands. Arm length 79.9. Broad jump 93.8. That's impressive. 40-yard dash 77.6. Above average. Vertical 65.4. So fairly good athletic numbers. We can look at his. He was. Let me go through him a little bit. Missouri. Played at Tulsa. Also, is from McKinney, Texas. He's a redshirt senior, so he's been around a little bit. He had to, he transferred and he had to hone his craft. He got a lot of playing time though. A lot of playing time. Height 6'2". That's where the height is. He's like what I said 97 percentile. It looks like. Weight 197. It's right in there. He doesn't look that skinny. He doesn't look that skinny for being 6'2" and 197. I think it's pretty solid muscle. Arms 32 inches. Again, my arms are 32 inches, and I'm barely 6 foot. Hands 8 3/4. Again, talking about Kenny Pickett having small hands at 8.5. Well, 8 3/4. We've got other guys on that. Other guys that we drafted with 9.5, 10-inch hands. Again, these are a little small. His 48-yard dash was 4.46. That's impressive. That's good. He's 6'2". He's a little lankier than most. I think his 40-yard dash was 77 percentile. Vertical jump 36. Broad jump 129 inches. Again, those are way up there. Broad jump 93 percentile. This shows his explosive ability. Vertical, again, also explosive ability. He's 6'2" and can jump. It's pretty good. Now, on this particular pick, I decided to read the write-up from NFL.com on the air and not know what they said. And after looking at tape, that way I can comment and say, hey, if I agree with what they said. Evans was a part-time starter at Tulsa for 4 years before transferring to Missouri for the 2021 season. The all-district pick at McKinney High School in Texas took off his redshirt season in 2017 to start 6 of 9 appearances, 20 tackles, 2 pass breakups. Evans missed 3 games due to injury in 2018, 21 tackles, 4 pass breakups, 5 starts and 9 contests. And redshirt in 2019 after 3 starts with a shoulder injury. That explains the redshirt. The 5th year, 6 tackles, 2 pass breakups. He stayed healthy throughout 2020 and started all 9 games, 29 tackles, 1.5 for loss, 3 pass breakups. Evans started 8 of 11 appearances in his only year in Columbia, intercepting 1 pass, breaking up 6 others, and posting 29 tackles, 2 forced fumbles before opting out of the team's bowl game to prepare for the NFL draft. Another player that didn't, go to the bowl game, thinks he's proven himself. Again, there's so many players that get hurt in that bowl game. I think in this day and age, with the amount of money these players can make by entering the draft, it would not make sense to play in a bowl game unless you had a lot to prove. Now, Evans could have been a guy that maybe balled out in a bowl game and got a little bit more on the radar. So it might have behooved him to do that, but he didn't, and he opted out of the bowl game. He probably thought a little more higher of himself. His tape didn't show elite cornerback, and there's some things I'm going to point out after reading his strengths and his weaknesses that I will either agree or disagree with these write-ups. Strengths: possesses desired combination of size and frame length. It's top of the charts. I totally agree with that. I can see why our coaches said, hey, this guy has the intangibles, stuff you can't coach. Now the rest of the stuff we can coach. So he's got fairly good speed, his size, and his length. He's got it all there. He fits cover 2, cover 3, and quarters coverage schemes. I do agree that he's a zone corner. He's a very big zone corner. Okay. Effective use of hands and early stages of press. I do see that in the videos that I did see, he can press. The thing and the reason why I believe that is because he's a handsy ass cornerback. He's gonna get some. He's gonna get some penalties. Unfortunately, this guy's gonna get some penalties, and that's why I don't think he has even a remote chance of starting right away. I think he can develop. He's got the physical tools that you cannot coach in a player, but that's something you can coach out of a player. Is constantly grabbing and holding. Shows ability to make quality responses on ball from side shuffle. I don't have a comment there. Recovers with speed to downfield throws. That's good. I did not see that necessarily in any of the. Again, you're usually looking at highlight tapes. I don't see the recovery speed like they're talking about here. Play strength to contest and disrupt catch points. I can agree with that. And you know what I feel like about Evans is that he has timing. So the ball's up in the air. He's not jumping late. There's a play where he's literally falling down. He's beat. Receiver makes an over-the-shoulder catch. And the reason why I'm not showing highlight videos anymore is because I get copyright infringements, and that's no good. Just immediately get copyright infringement. So I gotta talk about the play rather than show the play, and I would much rather show the play. He's fallen down. Player's beat. The player over the shoulder catch. Evans with both hands swipes the ball out of his hands. Why he's falling down on his ass, on his back. Just makes the play. He's got great timing. I found that to be one of the more amazing plays I've seen since of watching video of any of our players, of him falling down, saving probably a touchdown, or at least a 40-yard reception. He's falling down. He makes the play even though he's about to bite it. Play strength to contest the disrupt catch points. I already said that. Posted most productive season to date in 2021. That's good news. He's ending on a high note. Adequate physicality and run support. I agree that he's adequate. He's a willing tackler. He's not a ball hawk like Cena and Booth are. You will not see him take out, just bust to the play from 15 yards back, make the play before the guy's head turns and take out his legs and throw his body around. You'll not see that, but you will see him be willing to get low, to do what it takes to get a ball player down. He's not as, with reckless abandon as Lewis Cine or Booth are. So I can agree with that. That's one of the things. Now, weakness, missed a couple games in 18, 19, 21 due to injury. Hey, we got other players that have done that too. So I'm not going to hold that against a college player. Coverage is too reliant upon hands over feet. So I am right. At least according to NFL.com. He's handsy. He is so handsy. And he can get away with that in college, but they call it like crazy in the pros. Lacks body control and balance in man coverage. Yeah, again, he's not elite. He's not an elite man coverage guy. Fails to anticipate breaks when playing off. I can't comment too much on that, so I'm going to take... again, he's a zone corner guy, and he has good ball skills. Although he's got small hands, he's got good timing on jump balls. Sticky hips prevent route matching underneath. Again, I do not think he's got elite man or even above average man coverage skills at this point. That doesn't mean he can't be coached. Delayed acceleration after slowing his feet. That's getting nitpicky. Needs better physicality attacking run blockers. He is just a tad shy of being a second-round pick because of his deficiencies in man coverage, his handsiness, and he lacks elite reaction skills like Lewis Seen does and Booth do, which I believe that they have great awareness. He's just not. He's a fourth round pick for a reason. ESPN had him as a sixth. That is crazy low. This guy with the physical tools of him, I think, can be a starter in this league. I hope it's not with the Vikings. I hope we have even better players than Evans, but I would love to have this guy as a backup. I think it was a good pick. He's not going to start. He's going to be a special teams guy, hopefully a good one. Not as elite as I would think Asamoah would be, and Booth and Lewis Seen could be. But hey, he's going to be a contributor. He's going to make the team. I think in a pinch we can use him. We're going to go, I believe we're going to go nickel all the time, most of the time. So this guy can see the field. I think he can beat out some of the other players. Worst case scenario, practice squad, but fourth round pick usually is going to make the team. Now that's it for today. I'm David Shelsky. This is Minnesota Sports Talk. If you've lasted this long, go click like, click subscribe. Keep me on the interwebs. We need more Vikings content, not less. Have a great day. See you next time.